Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. Could Arsenal be about to do the unthinkable? Could Arteta and Edu be about to pull up a madness like out of nowhere? Getting both Declan Rice and Caicedo would be absolutely crazy. Like that would be easily our best transfer window ever in Premier League history. Maybe I can go back to the likes of Thierry Henry or signed, yes, but getting two quality players like this in the same transfer window for the kind of money we're about to pay, that would be absolutely crazy. I'll tell you guys the reasons, but let's get into the news. Let's start with Moises Caicedo. So according to reports on Caicedo, Arsenal are preparing to lodge a renewed offer for Brighton midfielder Moises Caicedo. London World can reveal. It's understood Arsenal will make a bid similar to the 75 million package that was rejected by Brighton in January. So right now, if we make the around the same offer, they could accept it. Why did they reject it in January? A couple of reasons. Well, Brighton were doing really well in the Premier League. They wanted to finish in a European position, and if they sold both Trossard and Caicedo in the same window, that would have definitely have killed their hopes of finishing like in the top six. Actually, if they didn't have Caicedo, the chances of them finishing the top six would have reduced. Yes, their attack is good and everything, but without Caicedo, the very, very important player in midfield, they could have missed out from top six. And also on top of that, they knew if it gets the summer transfer window, other teams will come in for him and there will be a bidding war and their player would go for even more money. And thirdly, they also gave Moises Caicedo a new contract right after the January transfer window so that his price can also go up. And they promised to sell him at the end of the season. So 3-4 reasons why they didn't sell him in January. Now they can afford to sell him because they know they're going to get a lot of money for him. They've already secured a top six position. They will be in the Europa League next season. That means they can attract more players. In their case, they're hoping to be able to attract more players than better players than someone like Caicedo. So there's a lot of reasons why they didn't sell him in January. Right now, they're able to sell him because of everything I've mentioned, and they knowing they have like 3 months to replace him or 2 months before the season to replace him, and they're hoping that Arsenal could come in with a similar bid. And also, according to the same news outlet, Brighton's stance has changed since the winter. They were 100% no sell, but are now open to negotiations. So that is why I felt like back in January, even if we gave them 95 or 100 million, I don't think they would have sold him to us because they really wanted to finish in the European spot and they didn't really want to lose one of their biggest assets. Their plan was to lose him at the end of the season. They always do. They sold Ben White to us. They sold Cucurella to Chelsea. They usually do that in the summer transfer window. Yes, they got rid of Trossard in January, but that was because Trossard fell out to the manager, so they had to get rid of him. But this kind of big players like this, where they usually sell this kind of players, they usually do it in the summer transfer window. So I don't even think if we gave them 100 million back then, they would have taken it. But now they're willing to take that opportunity of getting money for him. Obviously, Arsenal is not the only team that want him. The likes of Chelsea want him as well. And Chelsea right now, they will be without midfielders because they've gotten rid of Kante. Kovacic is going. Jorginho went in January. The likes of Gallagher could go, Loftus-Cheek could go, so Chelsea will definitely need a midfielder as well. But the thing that we have and Chelsea don't have is Champions League football. So it's very, very good to be able to say that. Usually it's us saying Liverpool have Champions League football, we don't have Champions League football, or Chelsea has Champions League football, we finished 8th. Usually it's us struggling at the bottom knowing you don't have these European competitions. But now that we have European competition, Champions League, the biggest competition, are players like this wanting to come to Arsenal. As the Secret Scout reported a couple of days ago, Brighton have agreed to sell Moises Caicedo this summer and want around 100 million for the midfielder. But from today's reports, they're saying it could be way less than 100 million, especially if not too many teams come in for him. They will be able to sell him for that kind of money. So this one, I don't expect us to get this one done like immediately. The one for Declan Rice that you're going to speak about next, I think you're going to get done very, very soon. But the one for Caicedo, I'm expecting it to push like for a couple of more weeks, maybe, or who knows? If you get both in June, then that would be a madness from Arteta and Edu. That would be an absolute madness, and we will be able to spend like almost 200 million on two players. That is unheard of. This would be record breaking. This would be 2 record-breaking deals for us. Our record-breaking fee was 72 million for Pepe. So if you get both of these players for more than 72 million, that is crazy. In the same transfer window, especially in the same month, that would be unthinkable. But I would absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. What's the latest on Declan Rice? Well, according to reports, Arsenal have moved a step closer to clinching the record 92 million signing of Declan Rice, with West Ham identifying 3 players to replace their captain. So West Ham already have a list of players who could replace Declan Rice. Rice is Arsenal's priority target, with negotiations of a move now advancing, according to Sam Dean. Absolutely perfect for us that West Ham have already identified replacements, so that makes it easier for us to get the player after they've already received maybe a replacement or someone or bought a replacement already. And Declan Rice is the most important player that we're being linked to. That this is the one player that we really want our priority. We've already spoken to him according to reports. We already spoke to his dad during the season. I'm hearing we could have already started speaking to him back in January. So that is crazy. There was no chance of us getting him back in January, just like Brighton. West Ham are competing to stay in the league, and they're also in the Conference League. And you've seen them winning. One of the reasons why they've won it is because of having people like Declan Rice in the team. So there was no chance of them selling him in January. But if you got players like that in January, probably have gone ahead and won the league, because we'd have had someone to rotate with Thomas Partey. But that is the past. We are looking to the future, and Declan Rice and Moises Caicedo could both be about to join Arsenal. Why is this absolutely big for us? Well, this is unthinkable because it's almost 200 million to get both players, maybe around 170 million, depending on the add-ons. It could total to up to 200 million. As I've said, the most we've ever paid for a single player is Pepe, 72 million. This would be two record-breaking deals. That is crazy. We never do that. That will show me that we've definitely become a bigger club now that we've qualified for the Champions League and we've competed for the league from August all the way to May. That has changed the mindset of the team, maybe the mindset of the Kroenkes and stuff, and they're like, you know what, Arsenal can definitely win this title next season, and maybe can make a few things right in the European competition, European competitions very, very soon as well. Number two, it's not like we're signing players from, no disrespect to this team, it's not like we're signing a player from a midfielder from Werder Bremen and the best midfielder from Osasuna or something like that. No, we are signing two big players, Premier League experienced players from West Ham, the current Europa Conference League champions. They've just won a European tournament. West Ham is a team that we're used to in the Premier League. They're always there. It would be weird without West Ham in the Premier League. And number two, Brighton, a Brighton team that has just gone up and up and up the last few years, and they don't seem to be stopping anytime soon. So we are signing from big players, and them themselves have qualified for Europa League. So actually, both teams will be in the Europa League next season, Brighton and West Ham. So getting a couple of players from both of those teams who already have European competition, Caicedo can easily say, you know what, Brighton is in Europa League. I can stay here. I don't need to go to Arsenal. Rice can say, we're in the Europa League as well. I don't need to go to Arsenal. That is the second reason why this is so big. And number three, you're buying two of the best midfielders in the league, and the stats are backing it up. According to the stats from last season, in terms of interceptions, Declan Rice made the most with 92, and Moises Caicedo made the second most with 86. You're getting the two best interceptors of the ball from this past season in the Premier League. You're not signing them from a different league. No, you're signing them from the Premier League. They were doing this to the likes of De Bruyne, doing this to the likes of Mohamed Salah, doing this to the likes of McGinn. They were doing this to Premier League players, or intercepting the balls from those players. And in terms of tackles as well, you're buying the number two and the fourth player in terms of those stats of tackles and interceptions. You basically get these two players, and at the same time keep someone like a Thomas Partey. You've basically closed out your midfield. There's no one who will ever pass there. That thing of conceding 40 goals or conceding every single time at home 2 goals, 3 goals will definitely keep an end on put an end to that. We scored 88 goals that last season. If we add these two players, interceptions, the difference between you conceding a goal and scoring a goal, you could even pull in 100 goals, because you're giving the likes of Martinelli, Jesus, or they got more chances up front. If we were getting 15 shots in a game, we can easily get 20 shots with these two players in midfield per game. So this would be absolutely crucial. I didn't think we were going to be able to even come close to getting both of them because of the transfer fee and obviously competition as well. Like that's another point on top of the 3 points I made. Competition. These players are being linked to a lot of teams: Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Man United. So beating all those teams to one player and then beating them again to a second player is absolutely incredible. So whatever Arteta told Declan Rice here, maybe this is the time he told him to join Arsenal. It seems to be working now. The next one is Moises Caicedo, and the other thing is they actually seem to be wanting to join Arsenal, because according to reports, Rice said no to Man United and wants Arsenal. And back in January, Caicedo was actually telling the fans goodbye from Brighton that he was coming to Arsenal, that he wanted to come to Arsenal, he wanted to feed his family, all that. So players who actually want to come and join the team, players who will understand the system very, very well, and basically improve our weaknesses, that would be absolutely incredible. So let me know what you make of this. Almost 170 million to get both players. That would be absolutely incredible.